Hello. I hope my audio is okay. I tested it before streaming. It sounded like I was speaking through like a megaphone or something, so I hope I fixed it. But we're back. Even if I turned on the light in my hideout, nobody would see it because of the piles of abandoned cars in the way. While I'm aware of that, I decided not to turn it on, just in case. It's a bit scary to hide in this quiet place, alone in the dark, holding my breath. I'd have to keep myself busy with something. But my brain won't work properly, and I don't even have the energy to think about what to do from now on. However, I don't have the courage to lie down and to sleep and regain my strength either. Every time I heard or thought I heard a suspicious sound, I'd gasp and stare into the dark. That's all I did all night. Oishi believes that the Sonozaki family was behind the conspiracy. But he can't do much without solid evidence. For that, he has to locate the facility where they're doing research on the parasite. But we have no idea where it is. I think the EDA clinic is still the most likely site, but I have no credible evidence. Really, I don't think they'd do their research in a place so obvious even I could guess it. They might be using one of the bomb shelters that was built during the war as some kind of secret underground research center. Now that I come to think about it, I remember a secret building nobody's allowed into on the premises of the Furude Shrine. I think it's called the Ritual Storehouse. According to Mio-san's research, the Furude Shrine is the center of the local worship of Oyashiro-sama. The priest keeps the tools for ceremonies in the Ritual Storehouse. One of the ceremonies is the bizarre festival, Watanagashi, and so the shrine storage must be something very sacred. If I remember right, Watanagashi was also a medical ritual designed to vaccinate and immunize people against the all-too-strong parasites. That means the tools they used for Watanagashi were medical ones. If my guess is right, the ritual storehouse is the most sacred place in the village, as well as the most appropriate building to use for medical purposes. It's suspicious. There might be a secret research center in the ritual storehouse. Ugh, dang it! The police should be performing a raid on the ritual storehouse, not the EDA clinic. Why didn't I think of that when I was talking with Oishi on the phone earlier? I hope Oishi realizes this too. Should I go back to the phone booth and tell him about the ritual storehouse? But when I thought that, I heard a car coming closer. I held my breath. It's not normal for a car to come here this late at night. I thought about many possible scary scenarios, which made me nervous. After a while, I saw the headlights of the car near the former dam construction office. The car must have passed by me and gone to the office. But it's a deserted, empty office building. There's nothing there. It's not a place where people would visit this late at night. While I was staring into the dark, the engine of the car stopped and its headlights were turned off. I could see two flashlights flickering in the darkness. The lights moved into the office building. They must think I'm hiding there. I held my breath and kept watch on their movements. I can't tell who they are, but I bet they're pawns of the Sonozaki family. They know that I ran away from home. They must be looking for me everywhere in the village. Though I needed to conceal my breath, my face started feeling itchy, and I had an urge to stretch my legs. My own body infuriated me. The humidity made me sweat all over, so the back of my knees and my neck had been itchy for quite a while. Scratching would make an unbelievably loud noise, so I decided not to scratch anymore. It usually doesn't make any noise when I just scratch some mosquito bites. I'm probably just being nervous and overreacting. There's quite the distance between me and them, and I'm in the dark holding my breath. They wouldn't notice it even if I sneezed, let alone scratched myself. But I didn't want to make any noise at all, so I tried to forget the itchiness. But after all that, I ended up scratching everywhere like mad. I have to live in hiding like this for a while. I don't know how long I could go on when I'm so nervous on just the first night. I need to toughen up more so that I can remain placid, even in a situation like this. I force myself to relax, scratch my neck without hesitation, and tried to cope with the sticky sweat all over my body. I started getting hungry. My stomach growled. That's a good sign, though, since it means I'm starting to relax. I can't eat yet, though. It'd make a lot of noise. I decided to wait until they finished looking for me and went away. Go away! Go away! I can eat if you go away. It seemed like the intentions I was sending out bore fruit. They had stopped looking around the building. However, I must have concentrated my thoughts too strongly. They were pointing their flashlights in my direction. Did they notice me? No, not only that, they were walking towards me. I made my body as small as possible, hid under the blanket, and listened for their footsteps as carefully as I could. All the while, I heard their footsteps coming closer and closer. Since the footsteps are coming straight towards me, they must already know where I am, I think. It's scary. But there's no way they already know where I am. If they did, they wouldn't have wasted their time looking for me around the office building. And they wouldn't walk as slowly as they did. It's just a coincidence that they're walking in this direction. Since I'm hiding under the blanket, I can't see who they are. I don't know where they're shining their flashlights, so I can't stick my head out from the window to see who they are either. I just have to stay motionless like a rock until I sense they're gone. They stopped when they came near my hideout. I could hear their conversation.
I don't think she's here. Let's look somewhere else. You look over there.
I could tell by the sound of their footsteps that they went separate ways, and that each of them is walking around the piles of trash separately. I made this hideout out of an abandoned car. I just redecorated it. So on the outside, it still looks like nothing other than an abandoned car. Once you look inside, you can instantly tell it's more than that. So if they look inside, I'm done for. It's obvious they're looking for me. Are they a Sonozaki Corps attack unit? If they find me, I'll be killed for sure. I know all too well that this place is perfect for murdering people. I killed 2 people here myself. If I could do it, it'll be no problem for them because they're real professional killers. Even so, there's nothing I can do right now. I just have to pray that they'll leave here soon. At that time, I heard a slight beeping sound.
This is Atsushi. I can hear you loud and clear. Yes. Gogura. Yes, understood. What's wrong? It seems like Rena Ryugu is in Gogura. Somebody saw her there. Oh man, that's it. We'll never find her now. What are we going to do now? It's an order. We have to find her no matter what. We have to bring her to her. It doesn't matter if she's in Sapporo or in Hakata. We have to find her. It'd be impossible to find her, though. Do we still have to look? Rena Ryugu has Mio Takano's scrapbooks, and he wants them. He was pretty upset about it, so I'm sure they're worth a lot. So what are we going to do? It seems like he recalled the others, except the ones who were watching her house. Recalled. So we should go back to the office, too. Let's have some barley tea or something.
I heard their footsteps going further, and then I didn't hear them anymore. After a while, I heard the engine of their car starting. I finally got out from under the blanket and looked outside the window. The car made a U-turn and drove away. The sound of the engine faded away in the darkness. I heaved a sigh of relief. I scratched at all of my itchy mosquito bites, wiped the sticky sweat off my face and neck, and finally allowed myself to cough. I'd heard their conversation clearly. They're the pawns of the Sonozaki Corps, without a doubt. It matches with what Oishi told me. And they said something very important. They clearly said that they're after the scrapbooks. Up until now, I'd only assumed that they were chasing after me because I had Mio-san's scrapbooks. I could have forced myself to believe that it was just my assumption. But they said it loud and clear. We need to find Rena Ryugu. She has Mio Takano's scrapbooks. That's what they said. They also said that they're keeping watch on my house. I'm not surprised. That's exactly what I would do if I were them. I can't go back to my house anymore. It's out of the question. But, in fact, they said something way more important than any of that. They said, Rena Ryugu was seen in Gogura. If I was in a normal situation, I'd probably think that somebody saw a look-alike, and I'd laugh out loud. But the situation is different now. Mio-san was dead, but she was at the festival. I'm here, but I was in Gogura. Mio-san wrote about it in her scrapbooks, and I didn't want to believe it. They're coming closer to me. And I don't mean the Sonozaki family. Something beyond common sense is about to happen. Should I fight or should I run? I don't even know what I should do. I feel like I'm rooted to the spot with fear. Am I about to be eaten? No, no, no! I don't want to be eaten alive. I want to run away if I can't win. If I can't run, I want to fight. I'm going to be happy. I know I am. I'm not going to sit pretty and let them get me. But the enemy Mio-san foretold of in the scrapbooks is coming closer to me, and it's starting to eat me up. I'm in the garbage dump alone. If I disappeared right now without anybody knowing it, the person who was in Gogura would replace me and start living my life. Nobody would notice the change. My father wouldn't notice it. My friends wouldn't notice it. It would replace me without having anyone noticed it. Wait. Many people close to me might have been replaced already. That's right. The Sonozaki family is plotting bioterrorism, but that's only a part of what they are planning. Mice possessed by them don't get scared of cats. As a result, they don't run away. They'll be eaten by the cats, and they can move into the cats' bodies. Mice are only used by them for that purpose. It's not that they lose their fear of cats in order to help them achieve their purpose. The same thing goes with the Sonozaki family. They think they're doing things by their own will, but they're just helping them without realizing it. That's exactly how they've lived since long ago, being the parasite. We're nothing but a bunch of mice to them. Most mice are stupid. They don't even notice their existence. They help them to achieve their purpose, thinking they're living their lives by their own will. But very rarely, a mouse with wits is born. This mouse notices that he's being used, and he also notices their existence. But nobody believes him, so it's not a big deal. He starts thinking that it was his mistake, and he gets swallowed by them. Eventually, he disappears. But even more rarely, a mouse appears from nowhere, notices their existence, and objectively proves it. That mouse was Mio-san. To them, this mouse was a rare and very dangerous existence. That's why they resorted to unbelievably bold and violent methods to try and eliminate that mouse when it appeared. But surprisingly, we knew about those measures. But the stupid mice don't believe it. They don't notice that they are forcing them to not believe it, and that they're helping them in the end.
That's a lot of theys and thems, and I don't know who Rena's talking about.
They killed Mio-san. And they tried to replace her. But they made a mistake. We found the real corpse of Mio-san. That's why they failed to replace her. They'll try to kill me and replace me too. Or they'll replace my friends in order to get close to me. They'll look just like the real people, but they're totally different inside. They're an abnormal existence that's beyond our imagination. I know they'll appear. No, they're already here. It appeared the day after Mio-san died, and it appeared in Gogura tonight. They'll keep coming. They're openly after me now. They'll keep coming. They'll keep coming. Right then, I heard somebody coming down the slope. I concealed my presence again, and I looked at the direction where the footsteps were coming from. I could see one flashlight. It looked like there was only one person now. Who is it? This late at night. Its shadow is very small. I could tell it isn't an adult. I felt a chill running through my body. It shined the flashlight towards my hideout, and its footsteps were coming straight towards me. It's different from the other guys earlier. I could tell by the sound of the footsteps that it knows I'm hiding here for sure. No, it must just be a coincidence. I should just conceal myself again. I can make it through this again. I made it through last time. I need to hide. I need to hide. I pulled the blanket over myself, made myself as small as possible, and kept telling myself that I was a stone. But the footsteps kept coming closer and closer, and it knocked on the door of my hideout. I opened my eyes wide. I broke out in a nervous sweat. Not wanting to believe that the sound I heard was a knock, my mind went completely blank. But it knocked on the door again. I could feel a light shining on the blanket. It might be shining the flashlight on me, but I still held back my fear. As long as I don't move, it can't put a finger on me. I kept telling myself that as if I was casting a spell. I tried not to shake in fear. It laughed. It has laughed at me because I thought I was still hiding perfectly. But I still tried, because if I got out of the blanket... What are you scared of? I threw off the blanket and I saw the owner of the voice. It is Rika-chan. Now, why is she here? Why did she come here to see me? I don't understand why she came all the way here alone this late at night. I realized all of a sudden. She looks just like Rika-chan on the outside, but she's not her. It is just copying her appearance. It came to Mio-san, to me, and to Rika-chan. I decided to talk aggressively on purpose in order to work up courage before my fear crushed me down. Is that you, Rika-chan? Me. Who else do I look like? It answers just like the Rika-chan I know. But I know it's not Rika-chan. Rika-chan wouldn't come to a place like this so late at night. I know who you are. I know you're not Rika-chan. I'm afraid you can't deceive me like you can the others. Even though you look just like her. I know you're not Rika-chan. You're not my friend, Rika Furude. Who are you? Rika looked stunned for a while. She looked as if she didn't understand what I was talking about. But she pretended like that for too long. If she really didn't know what I was talking about, she wouldn't be able to stand this silence for this long. But she kept quiet. And she finally showed her true character. It laughed. It laughed at me because I figured out something that was almost impossible to figure out. That it was not Rika. Who are you? It didn't answer my question. It kept laughing for a while. And then, it looked straight into my eyes in a way Rika-chan never did before. And it said this. I've lived for quite a long time. But you're the first one who penetrated my disguise. I always thought you had good intuition, but you're pretty good. She clearly spoke to me the things I was the most afraid of. I was completely shocked. It's like she told me everything that could possibly scare me. I didn't want to hear any of this. It's something I can't possibly twist in a way I could comprehend. Let's just say I'm Rika for now. It's been a while since I started to call myself that. Oh, really? It's been a while, huh? Like how long? Not that long. It's only been about 100 years. What? What are you talking about? I'm contradicting myself. I know the person who's standing in front of me isn't Rika, but at the same time, I deny its existence. I have no context to what is going on, but I'm deeply disturbed. Welcome! Do you have a preferred nickname, or should I just call you Sergeant? But yeah, so this is Higurashi, and if you are not familiar, it's basically like a time loop story where people keep dying. Sweet works? Okay, cool. But yeah, it's... Right now, we have, the POV of Rena, and she's going a little bit insane, and she's hiding out in a garbage dump, and she was just discovered by who she thought was her friend, but apparently is not actually her friend. It's this entity that's been living for over 100 years. As long as humans hold this kind of emotion, they can never accept unknown existences. In other words, we can never accept them. You don't have to be scared. You're in the car. I'm outside of it. It's not easy for either of us to do something to the other. I think this is a perfect distance between us. No matter how long I've lived, Rika Furude is still just a little kid. You're still stronger than me. I should be more careful than you, because you could snap and jump on me anytime. I realized that this creepy thing that looks just like Rika was only here to talk to me. I felt my tension fade away a little bit. But still, I don't know what she wants to talk to me about in a place like this so late at night. I'm like a fish on a cutting board. There's nothing I could do other than to wait and see what's going to happen. I waited for it to make a move for a while, and then it opened its mouth again. You're afraid of something, am I right? It uses sarcasm. Rika-chan's cute face looked uglier than ever when it smiled. I held back my fear and tried to reply firmly. Yes, thanks to you. So, what are you afraid of? You should know that better than anybody else. It told me earlier that we were safe from each other because one was in the car and the other was standing outside. But it's obvious that I'm the one who's being driven into a corner. While I'm talking to it, I could be being surrounded by its minions. I got scared and tried to listen to the sounds of my surroundings carefully. Don't be scared. I came here to help you. You came here to help me? Oh, really? I wonder how you're going to do that. You're just sick at the moment. You need medicine, that's all. Would you be interested if I told you I brought it along? Medicine? It put its hand in its pocket and took out a small case. It opened the case and showed me what was inside. What was in there made me gasp in surprise. Syringe? It's not normal for a person to carry around a syringe. I have no idea what's going on. But what Rika-chan is holding in her hands is a syringe. If I had $1 for every time the Japanese puts an eldritch horror in a little girl's body, I'd be rich. This is true. Little girls are the best, hosts of little eldritch horrors. Or even big ones. There's no way I could twist that fact around. That's right. The contents of this syringe are going to help you get better. It'll help me get better? I know what that is. It's the drug that killed Tomitake-san. It's the parasite at its full strength. It'll give me the maggot disease. This is a different drug from the one that was used on Tomitake. I promise. It giggled. It isn't the giggling that scares me. I'm scared that it admitted the cause of Tomitake-san's death so easily. And it also admitted the direct cause of the maggot disease that Tomitake-san died from. I'll be right back. There's someone knocking on the door. Sorry about that. I'm back. Alright, let's see. know you're going to kill me in the same way he died. And that the Rena and Gogoda is going to replace me. Problem solved, right? I'm not going to let you give me the shot. Well, I knew you would say that.
Who could that be knocking at my door? It was my dad and my younger sister. We have other people in the house, but they won't open the door. It's so annoying. Oh well.
This syringe looks very suspicious, of course. You're smarter than I thought. So what now? Are you going to gang up on me and give me the shot like you did to Tomitake-san? Tomitake-san's autopsy report said that he had bruises on his body that proved he was fighting against several people right before he died. That means they must have ganged up on him to give him the shot against his own will. I'd like to give you the injection by force, but it never really works. So I gave up on doing that. I decided to let you choose to take it yourself. Are you kidding me? I don't want to take that creepy shot. I thought about it many times. I thought about how I could make you take the injection. I can't force you to take it. I can't make you agree to take it either. Then it leaves me only one choice. I have to let you choose to take it. You should know my answer already.
Kimono said he'll be here soon.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the update.
But he can take his time, no rush. I'll be streaming for a while.
I'm not going to walk into such an obvious trap. Well, that's what I thought you'd say. I didn't expect you to choose to take it anyway. It heaved a sigh, made a gesture as if it's mocking me, and smiled bitterly. It looked as if it was saying that I'm a lower animal that can't understand it's being given a chance for salvation. I kind of want to say I'll take the shot on a dare, but I know that's exactly what it is intending to do. Go back to your home and tell your friends that you failed to give me the shot. I'm not going to let you beat me. I'm going to fight till the end. And I'm going to seize the 1% chance of winning, and I'm going to destroy all of you. I see. Then you should try to do that. This world is going to end soon anyway. End soon? It has nothing to do with you. A frog sitting in a well doesn't need to have any interest in the world outside, does it? At this stage of the game, it said something very dubious. I tried hard to understand what this horrifying creature was trying to say. What are you going to do to me? Nothing. Do whatever you want. What? It's almost too easy. As far as I know, do whatever you want means ignorance or release when your enemy says it to you. At the very least, it isn't a bad thing. Or does it have another meaning? In that way, I overinterpreted the meaning of the sentence. But then, it said it again. Do whatever you want. I'm not interested in this Rena Ryugu anymore. I'm going to try to get along with the next Rena Ryugu. I have to pray that the next Rena Ryugu doesn't have such good intuition. I was scared of it. I'd be scared of a judge handing down a death sentence, like I'd be scared of a judge handing down a death sentence. I used to try really hard to fix things every time a little problem occurred, but I got tired of it. I'm not interested in this Hinamizawa anymore. I'm going to find the next Hinamizawa. But you only have this one, so I hope you live as best you can. It was telling me scary things one after the other. This was obviously a warning of Hinamizawa's destruction. It means the climax is coming soon. They have already prepared another Rena. When I lose to this fate, they're going to replace me with that Rena as if nothing happened. They're very well organized. What humans are most afraid of is for their lives to lose all value. Uh-oh. Hi, Kimono. How are you? Your life becomes worthless when you're told that you have a replacement. It's like an indirect death sentence. It closed the syringe case and put it back into its pocket. It turned around and started climbing up the slope. At the top, it looked back and spoke without as much as an evil smile. Well, goodbye, this Rena Ryugu. I hope I can get along with the next Rena Ryugu.
That's a lot of bald stares.
But yes, I'm doing good. Glad to hear you are too. I shouldn't worry, because I usually get along with them. I'm not going to let you replace me with the next Rena Ryugu. I'm the only Rena Ryugu. I'm not going to let you do it. Never, ever. I wondered if my scream was reaching it. It looked at me coldly. It looked at me as if I was just an image of the past on a TV screen. It's fun to have a conversation like this once in a while, huh? That laughter gradually disappeared into the darkness. It disappeared into the darkness as well. I was the only one left there. I'm forsaken, and they don't care if I disappear. Have I done voice work? No, not really. I did, there was one thing for my dad's work where I had to read out, children's stories, but aside from that, nothing. I just enjoy it. They told me I should struggle as much as I want because it doesn't matter anyway. They already have a replacement. They don't need me in their Hinamizawa anymore because my intuition is too sharp. When I realized that, I noticed that this garbage dump is the perfect grave for me. Then I realized that this place wouldn't work as a hideout anymore. I'd better start packing and move somewhere else. It told me to struggle as much as I want. I'm going to do just that, dang it! Dang it! I have to get ready to move out from here. I'm going to put everything back into my backpack. I have to leave here as soon as possible. The light of the flashlight wasn't enough to see by, so I turned the table lamp on. The light made things show up very clearly. When I reached my backpack, I realized something and gasped in surprise. The palm of my hand was covered with an eerie liquid. I thought I'd wiped off my sticky sweat earlier, but it wasn't my sweat. Then, where did this blood come from? I realized it right away. I was scratching the mosquito bites on my neck earlier, and I scratched them until it bled. When I noticed that, I remembered the sensation, the mixture of pain and itchiness. I felt something moving near the wound on my neck, so I scratched it again to get rid of whatever it was. My hand got sticky and wet with blood again. I can't see what the things are because I don't have a mirror, but I know. They're already spreading throughout my entire body, causing the itchiness on my arms and the backs of my knees. If I never experienced this before, I think I got bitten by a bad bug or something. But unfortunately, I already know what's causing this itchiness. Why? Why? I said it with hatred. Why now? Why here? It's the maggot disease, without a doubt. If I cut the veins on my arms, the dusky red gross things would flow out. But it's impossible. I didn't get any suspicious shots. But it doesn't have to be a shot. They might have put the drug in my food, and I might have eaten it without noticing. I don't think they put it in the food at my house, but I used to share lunch with my friends at school. They might have put it in the lunches. That Rika who visited me just earlier was shining the flashlight on me. So she knew that I was scratching my neck so hard it bled. Nevertheless, she acted like there was nothing wrong. She told me that I wouldn't last long. Now I know why she was laughing at me in such a sarcastic way. She knew that I wouldn't have much time left. It itches very badly, but I can't scratch. The more I scratch, the itchier it gets. And I'm not going to do the same thing Tomitake-san did. Dang it, dang it, dang it! The itchiness might not be temporary. It might actually get worse. I don't know if it's going to stop soon or if it's going to last until I die from it. I don't know anything anymore. I just have to endure this itchiness. I wiped the blood on my neck with a towel, clenched my teeth, and tried to erase the desire to scratch my neck. The wound was throbbing. I wanted to scratch it so badly, but I couldn't do that. I fought back the desire, biting the end of the towel.
Gotta scratch him. This is basically my experience with my pulses. Dang. Came into stream at an awkward time. Hi, Kata. Welcome. Don't worry, Rena's not scratching that. She's scratching her neck. Because she has the maggot disease. Or at least she thinks she does. I'm still not sure if it's an actual thing or if it's just a hallucination. There's a lot of things that go beyond me in this game. But also, I have eczema, so, like, I understand itchy feelings. Sometimes you do have to scratch. It's mostly better now, though, but it does get aggravated when it gets extremely dry. But yeah, it's painful. Big struggles.
I scratched the other parts of my body really hard in order to forget about the itchiness on my neck, but it didn't really work. I just prayed for the itchiness to go away, closed my eyes, and fought back the desire. That seemed to be the best way. I let my mind go blank, breathing hard for a while. I felt like the itchiness got a little bit better.
Fair, yes, it happens. Hope you're doing well, though.
I took a deep breath and I immediately started panicking. Staying here is more dangerous than the itchiness. I have to leave here as soon as possible. I felt it while packing my stuff. I felt the end coming closer. The end that Rika told me about earlier. I assumed I could live until the end, but I might have been wrong. I might follow the same path Tomitake-san took, way before the end comes. I was sweating like crazy and it felt so nasty. I know it's not sweat. But I'm going to think that it's sweat for now. I wiped my neck with the towel and hurried to leave.
I understand why she's wiping it with a towel, but at the same time, it does bother me because bloodstains are so freaking hard to get out. Especially if it's a white towel, that would suck. This area has no streetlights, so I was scared to run fast when I could barely see. The moon lit up the sky, but not my steps. The only light I had to see by was my flashlight. The light was very weak. All I could see was the flat gravel road before me. Anything the flashlight couldn't reach was in total darkness. The expression often used in novels, pitch black, wouldn't be inappropriate. I might trip over an empty can or a rock any time. Not wanting to fall, I used the flashlight to its maximum extent to watch my step, but I was still a bit nervous. I started running slower and slower until I was just walking briskly. Did I just stop running because I'm afraid of tripping in the dark? But I usually run around without watching my step during the day. I run around with Rena and Mion all the time. Even if I can't see what's underfoot, I don't pay any attention. I don't think I might trip. I just keep running around without a care. Rena might be feeling the same way I am right now. For Rena, the light with which she illuminates the darkness of suspicion is too weak. And the darkness of the delusion she deeply believes in is getting darker and darker. That's why she's scared to even walk on the same roads she always used to take. She fell for the contents of those ridiculous scrapbooks. She should run away from all her problems, literally. That's what she's trying to do. We'll see how far she gets, though. People might laugh at her for that. But those scrapbooks aren't normal. They manipulate their readers' hearts and, with evil intent, take advantage of their vulnerabilities. That evil intent captured my heart for one night. That's why I know how evil they are. They're just urban legends, like the prophecies of Nostradamus. Did I say that right? I actually don't know what that is. Or the Purple Mirror. They're a bunch of feasible lies, and when you hear about them at first, you think they're too stupid to believe. But once you fall for them, it's hard to get them out of your mind for some reason. It'll be the year 1999 in less than 20 years. Everybody knows about the prophecy that the world will come to an end in July of 1999. There are even some TV shows about it too, which irresponsibly fan people's fears, so some people take it seriously. Those people think that the prophecy means the outbreak of nuclear war, so some of them are making shelters in their backyards.
Some of them are thinking about freezing themselves by 1999 so that they won't be exposed to radiation, only waking up after it's gone. Those people are completely serious about it. But when you think about it rationally, it's impossible that there will be an outbreak of nuclear war in 1999. It's true that the Cold War makes us think that the final war will break out any time, but both powers are actually pointing their nuclear missiles at each other, and they know that there's nothing to gain for either of them to start a nuclear war. The Soviets might still do it. The Soviets would destroy the world if it meant eradicating liberalism. But that delusion that the Soviets might do it could be neatly swapped for the way Takano-san uses the Sonozaki family in her scrapbooks. When people create a large-scale delusion like the prophecies above, they always use an incomprehensibly unknown enemy, such as the Soviet Union, Nazi Germany, or aliens. And they say something like, "You never know, they might do things like that," to try and increase the credibility of their delusions without any evidence whatsoever. What did Takano-san know about the Sonozaki family? Nothing! All she did was use the history of Onigafuchi and say that the Sonozaki family is still working behind the scenes, plotting a horrifying conspiracy. It's just like one of those large-scale prophecies. It's nothing but just a stupid story like that one about Nazi Germany, which says that Hitler is still alive and lives in an underground complex somewhere on the South Pole, continuing his plot to conquer the world. Soviet Union name drop. They're name dropping a lot of stuff here. It's crazy. Rena usually doesn't believe in stupid stories like that. But it was just bad timing, I suppose. It was right after she killed Rina Mamiya in Teppei Hojo, and was caught by us. She was in a state of panic when she heard the story. We were waiting for her to recover from the shock. But before she did and regained her strength of heart, a poison got into her and spread all throughout her body. When you're sick and have a weakened immune system, it's easy to get another disease. It's just like that. That's it. Rena's just sick right now. When you're very sick, in bed with a high fever, you sometimes feel like you might die from it. But most of the time, you're just overreacting. You get better soon after you take medicine, eat healthy food, and sleep a lot. That's how she is right now. She caught a mental cold, that's all. She needs to get better soon, or she might get caught by the police. I passed several patrol cars on my way. I hid every time I saw one since I didn't want to be questioned. I was probably passed by them twice. When I came close to Rena's house, I saw a car parked near the gate. It was obviously watching her house, trying to capture her when she had arrived home. Mion ordered the Sonozaki family to find Rena to protect her from the police. But honestly, I'm not sure if they can. After all, Rena believes that the Sonozaki family is after her. But if they don't find her, the police will eventually. If that happens, all of us who helped her bury the corpses will be caught by the police in the end. I don't know how or why the police came to suspect her. I think they only have some circumstantial evidence. I don't think they know she did it for sure. But since they're looking everywhere for her now, they must have some kind of reliable evidence. Rena, come on! You don't have time to play around with Takano-san's scrapbooks right now. The police are after you. It was so dark that I couldn't be sure if she was down there. But I made up my mind and headed down the slope, carefully shining my flashlight to light my way. I wanted to loudly call out Rena's name, but there might be some policemen nearby looking for her. I walked around a trash pile and then I saw a light. It was Rena. I ran toward her hideout, kicking aside the trash in my way. Ooh, she does not look happy to see us. Okay. Rena was standing right in front of her hideout, holding a hatchet. I couldn't blame her. She must have noticed all the noise I had made coming down the slope. Rena! It's me!
Keiichi-kun? I sure have a lot of visitors tonight.
Who else is here? I shone my flashlight around, but I didn't see anybody else.
I'm leaving, because it's not safe here anymore. I don't want you to know where I'm going, so please don't follow me.
Rena? What happened to your neck? You're bleeding! How can he tell? She's wearing a turtleneck under there.
I'm okay. They might come back again, though.
Rena's neck was all red. It looked like she had some kind of skin disease on her neck. She probably couldn't bear the itchiness and scratched at it really hard. You need to do more than just wipe it with a towel. Come to my house. You need to clean it up.
Don't worry about it. It isn't an injury. And it's too late anyway.
Too late? What do you mean?
They must have put the drug in my food without me realizing. It's the drug that killed Tomitake-san. They probably used a syringe to inject him with the drug, but they changed their methods this time. I think they put it in someone's lunch. Don't you remember? Mi-chan gave out a piece of her omelet to everyone the other day at lunch. She must have put it in the omelet. She's smart. She used a slow-acting drug this time. Dang it!
Rena kicked the dirt with hatred. She was almost literally kicking Mion's goodwill to the curb. Hey, Rena, are you seriously saying that Mion would do such a thing? Rena looked stunned, and she stared straight at me. I noticed a slight accusation in her eyes. I can tell by looking into her eyes that she wanted to say, "What are you talking about? I already told you that the Sonozaki family is the mastermind behind the conspiracy." Do I stream on YouTube? I tried. I tried, like, a couple times, but it only really worked, like, twice. Also, hi, Battler. But yeah, I tried multi-streaming, so it was, both Twitch and YouTube. But apparently when I do that, my Wi-Fi decides to die on me. And it doesn't like it. I might try it when I switch over to drawing later. We shall see. But yeah, I was on YouTube for a while, because I'm going to have to be on there when I go to Korea in May, because Twitch is not supported in Korea anymore, which is really unfortunate. But I will be updating you guys when that time comes, so that you guys know. First of all, Mion didn't give out her omelet to everybody that day. Oh, my monocle. Yeah. I wish the multi-streaming worked, but alas, the Wi-Fi is too weak. So fancy, yes. I am very dapper now. Mion cut her omelet into 5 pieces, and she told us to take one if we wanted. Rena took the end piece of the omelet before anybody else took one. She said it looked cute and ate it right there.
No, that's not what happened. Mi-chan tried to make me eat the omelet because she put a drug in it.
Get a second router just for your streaming? I would, but that's kind of expensive. And I tried the Wi-Fi extender, but that doesn't seem to work either. And I tried using an Ethernet cable with the Wi-Fi extender, but that also didn't work. Yeah. Rena, stop interpreting everything so conveniently. Mion just put the 5 pieces of the omelet on the lid of her lunchbox.
No, she didn't. She gave out each piece to every one of us.
Rena, think about it. Have we ever done something like that before? We usually take whatever we like from everyone else's lunch. Nobody's ever said something like, "This is your piece, so take this," or "This is her piece, so don't take that," you know? She looked at me with that accusation in her eyes. To Rena, everything that comes out of my mouth must sound like a lie. Oh, my wings, too. Yeah, I got wings. You could kind of see them. I got 4 of them. Hang on, let me... Here, you can kind of see them this way, right? If I do this, I got 4. Yes, I am a flying cat. But yeah, I got wings. Am I centered? So... To her, it's a fact that she was poisoned. She knows for sure that the drug was in the omelet. That's why she's contradicting me, because I'm saying something different. I didn't come here to make her mad. I realized that disagreeing would only escalate her anger, so I decided not to. Anyway, you said that this place isn't safe anymore. Where are you going to go then?
Well, I'll find somewhere.
It's not that easy to find a place to sleep. Why don't you come to my house?
I appreciate your offer, but I can't do that.
Omelets are poison anyway, quiche supremacy. You don't like omelets? I mean, I don't eat them either. But I also don't eat quiche. I like my eggs scrambled and by themselves.
The Sonozaki family is looking for me everywhere in the village.
Not a fan, that's fair, that's fair.
I don't think you'd betray me, but I don't think you can hide me from them either.
It's not the Sonozaki family who are looking for you. It's the police.
Why? Oishi-san is on my side, and I told him to leave me alone. I don't think he's looking for me.
I think they know that you killed Rena and Tepe.
Oh, I see.
I was relieved that we were finally on the same page, but I realized I was wrong right away when she laughed in self-derision.
Do you know how the police found out I killed them?
No, I have no idea. Nobody saw her killing them. Nobody saw us burying the corpses. We buried them deep in the mountains, and we camouflaged the spot perfectly. Plus, Mion moved them to a secret place afterwards, so it's impossible that the corpses would be found.
I went there this evening. I went there to check the spot where we buried them. Guess what I found?
That didn't sound good. Of course. Rena has no idea that Mion took care of the corpses. She'd think the corpses were still buried there.
They weren't there. The corpses. Somebody dug them out and carried them somewhere else.
Rena, that's because,
It's impossible that someone happened to dig them up. I chose the place, so the only people who know about that place are me and my friends who were there.
That's right. Well, the thing is...
I know who did it. It's Mi-chan. They didn't want me to work with the police. They needed to have some insurance. But I didn't think they'd use the police to find me. I guess they don't care how it looks anymore as long as I'm captured.
Come on! Do you really think Mion would do such a thing?
She did! Mi-chan sold me out!
No, she didn't. Mion is your friend. We're all on your side, no matter what happens. Even if the whole world turned against you, we'd still be on your side. Even if the whole ocean evaporated, Mion would never sell you out.
I don't understand why you're defending her.
It's just the opposite. I don't understand why you're doubting her.
That's simple. Mio-san revealed the existence of the conspiracy to me, and the fanatics are...
Shut up! Shut up! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you like that. I apologize. So please listen to me. The corpses are gone because Mion dug them out.
See? I told you!
Listen to me until I finish, okay? Mion dug them out because she found out that the place isn't going to be safe for much longer. There's a logging project scheduled to begin on that mountain this summer. That was why. That's why she dug them out, to save you from being caught. Rena laughed at me like I was stupid or something. I could tell she didn't understand anything I was saying.
Don't you get it? Mi-chan made that up. She just wants to look good when you're around.
Hey! Then what was she supposed to do? Are you saying that she should have left the corpses there, knowing that the Forestry Service would find them this summer? She couldn't do that because she's your friend.
Why can't you understand that Mi-chan made everything up, including the logging project?
You're the one who doesn't understand anything. After I yelled at her, she gave me an icy look. She stared into my eyes, as if trying to find out what I came here for. I came here to wake you up. You're possessed by an impossible delusion because of Takano-san's scrapbooks. At first, I thought it was interesting, but this is getting way out of hand. You know why? It's because they're making you sick.
Oh, the girl who looked just like Rika-chan told me the same thing. You're actually right about that. I mean, I do have the maggot disease, so...
No, you don't understand. Listen to me very carefully. You need to lie down and rest for a while, okay? It'd be a lot safer to stay at Mion's house. She could protect you from the police. But if you don't trust her, you could stay at my place. Either way, it's not good for you to stay somewhere uncomfortable like this. Let's just go to my house for now. We'll have some cold tea together, It'll cool your fever down. Then you'll realize how crazy this all was.
What are you talking about, Keiichi-kun? Are you saying that I'm crazy? I'm not crazy. You are. You don't know it, but you're just being controlled by the parasite. Keiichi-kun, you think you have nothing to do with it, but you're one of the victims. You just don't realize it. I'm not blaming you for that. I can save you. I can save everybody, so please, trust me for now.
You think we're all crazy. You think everybody in this village is crazy, and you're not. Is that what you're saying?
It might even be spreading outside of Hinamizawa. They might have already spread it as far as Shishibone City, or to the entire prefecture. I really am the only one who isn't crazy. I know that thanks to Mio-san's scrapbooks. I thought you understood that too.
Wait a second. Rena! You're saying that everyone in the world is crazy except you. That's the same thing as saying you're the only one who is crazy. The world hasn't changed. Nobody's crazy. Nobody's your enemy. If you ask me, it's crazy to believe that you're the only one in this world who isn't crazy, and that everybody in this world is your enemy. In short, your only enemy is yourself.
I feel sorry for you, Keiichi-kun. But it's okay. It's not that easy to accept the facts Mio-san discovered, even if she wasn't sure about them. So I understand if you can't accept the truth. That's why I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight to save everybody. I'll beat them down and make them stop controlling you.
Rena, that's stupid. That's just idiotic. You feel sorry for me? You're stupid. Why don't you understand? Why do you still believe a crazy, stupid story like this? You're just interpreting everything to suit your convenience.
They have replacements for Mio-san, Rika-chan, and me. They're going to replace me after I'm killed.
What? Replacements? Are you seriously saying that?
You know what? I'm going to tell you the truth. I haven't told you about this yet. The true identity of the parasite is aliens.
Aliens?
Yes. Oyashiro-sama is also an alien. The description of his descending from the sky matches with alien theories from all over the world. Whenever a great civilization flourished, it was always the aliens who accomplished it. They have advanced knowledge. They came to Earth to help immature humans evolve.
Hey, wait just a minute. You must be kidding, right, Rena? The parasite theory was interesting, but aliens? Come on, that's just nonsense. But Rena believes this theory so seriously, and she feels sorry for me because I can't accept it.
They've been controlling the community by living as parasites in human bodies. But sometimes, someone with sharp intuition comes along and tries to reveal the truth. But they get rid of them in order to maintain their control of the community. They sometimes kidnap those people with sharp intuition and put a piece of metal in their bodies to gain control over them. When that doesn't work, they replace those people with their copies. They made a copy of Mio-san. They made a copy of me too. Rika-chan's copy just came by a few minutes ago. I talked to it. It admitted that it came from space.
Huh? Wait a second. No, she didn't. She never said that.
It told me that the end of the world is coming soon, and it laughed at me, saying I should struggle as much as I want. I'm going to fight. I'm not going to let them domesticate our species. I'll never, ever.
You're so stupid. I stepped towards Rena and slapped her in the face. I was hoping it would return her to sanity. Wake up! Rena, did you forget? It happened here, just a few days ago. We all took each other's hands here, didn't we? And we promised we'd be a family made of friends forever. Rena played with her wrist. She didn't interrupt, so I continued. Now, Keiichi, let's remember here that Rena has a hatchet. Let's not be hasty. If you're seriously saying that aliens are controlling the Earth, I'll believe you. Even if everybody in this world didn't, I would. That's because I'm your friend and I'm on your side no matter what. But
I want you to listen to me too. I want you to listen to me because I'm your friend. Takano-san made up all the stories in the scrapbooks. It's true. Takano-san was an occult maniac. She enjoyed interpreting the old history of Hinamizawa any way she wanted. She made up ridiculous stories out of it, and she read them to people for fun. So the parasite story isn't the only one she made up. There are stories about UFOs, some kind of creatures from the underworld, and many other things. So the one you read in the scrapbooks was just a new story she made up recently. Don't you remember that she liked to make fun of people? She was just making fun of you because you took her story so seriously.
If it was just a story she made up, why was she killed? Her autopsy report said she'd been dead for 24 hours when she was found, but she was there at the festival. Why? How are you going to explain the cause of Tomitake-san's death? What about the Sonozaki family? What about the legend of Hinamizawa? What about Oyashiro-sama and Rika-chan? Are you saying that everything is made up? Are you saying that the whole world is lying to us?
Stop making connections between everything. That's a typical symptom of paranoia. Don't think so hard. You're just tired. That's why you need to rest. All I'm going to do is offer you a place to relax, a bed, and food. If you can't trust my food, you don't have to eat it. Eat whatever you have. Anyway, please just trust me for now.
My story makes more sense than yours. I have evidence to prove it. But all you're saying is that I should trust you. Isn't it obvious who's right?
Yes, it's obvious. Me! I'm right.
How? How can you be so sure?
It's easy. It's because I'm your friend. Uh-huh. Great argument there, Keiichi. Friends never betray one another. Friends always help each other. So you have to believe that I'm right, even when the world says I'm wrong. Because I'm your friend. I heard a thud. Rena dropped the hatchet. She staggered, holding her head in her hands. She was muttering something, and it looked like she was asking herself questions.
He wants me to trust him, but he has no evidence to prove he's right. He's being absurd. Or maybe he's right, and I'm wrong. Am I really just misunderstanding everything? It would be wonderful if that was true. I wished I was wrong so many times. I wish Mio-san's scrapbooks are nothing but a bunch of stories and the parasite doesn't exist. Some coincidences happened to connect together and I interpreted them in the wrong way. I really wish that was the case. Don't give up, Rena Ryugu. Be cool, Rena Ryugu. This guy has poison in his words. He's trying to take advantage of my weakness. Everything is too obvious not to believe. It's obvious that the aliens have been trying to invade Earth, using this village as their base ever since it was called Onigafuji. Keiichi-kun is a victim who's being controlled by them. He's just a victim. But when he grabbed my wrist really hard on that day, I could tell his intentions were true. I still remember the strength of his grip on my wrist. He tried to save me, his friend. I got lost in this crazy delusional maze many times. I prayed over and over that somebody would help me. And now my prayers are answered and Keiichi-kun is reaching for my hand again. But don't forget, Rena Ryugu. This guy says he's your friend, but he hasn't told you everything about himself. Don't you remember? Oishi-san told you about it. He told me what he's found out. I couldn't trust my friends, so Oishi checked on everybody, including Keiichi-kun. That's why I know about what he did before he moved here. He looks like he's a good guy on the outside, but he's crazy on the inside. I can't trust him. I shouldn't trust him. So what? I don't care who he was before he moved here. I did many bad things in Ibaraki too. I did many unforgivable things. I hurt my friends really badly, broke the windows at the school, and was suspended. I was a very bad girl. Did he treat me differently because of that? No, he didn't. Rena Ryugu is Rena Ryugu. He'll forgive me because it was Rena Ryugu who did all those bad things in Ibaraki. He won't forgive me. I should know better. Keiichi Maebara believes that I'm a kind and modest girl because he doesn't know Rena. If he found out about Rena, what would he do? He wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't be scared of me. Rena is Rena.
Rena is a different girl. The same goes with Keiichi-kun. I don't care who he was before he moved here. We're even. Are you okay, Rena?
Don't touch me.
Rena knocked my hand aside when I reached for her.
You keep saying that you're my friend. You want me to trust you because of that. You want me to believe that you're right, even if the world says you're wrong. Are you out of your mind? That's more delusional than anything else.
I don't care what you say. I'm your friend. Everything I say for your sake. Don't doubt me. I know I'm right.
Really? Then can I ask you something?
Yes, anything.
Friends don't keep secrets from another, right?
Of course. I'm not hiding anything from you.
You're lying.
I'm not.
Lies!
What's so funny?
Keiichi-kun, you think you can keep it a secret from me, don't you? I know everything. I know what you did before you moved here. I know.
I felt as if my entire body was covered in frosty needles. My body and mind froze all of a sudden. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. How come she knows about that?
I asked Oishi-san to check on everybody. Everybody. That's why I know what you did before you came here.
Stop it. You got it all wrong.
You only targeted little girls. I have to tell Satoko-chan and Rika-chan about it. I can't believe a dangerous person like you was near us the whole time.
What? Whoa! What the heck? Huh? Yo, this is some new tea.
She does not seem okay in the slightest. No. No! It wasn't like that. It just turned out that way.
A series of attacks on school kids. Bravo! It has as strong an impact as the series of mysterious deaths on Hinamizawa.
No, it wasn't like that.
It wasn't like what? You shot little kids with a BB gun when they were walking alone on deserted streets. What a horrifying incident. It instilled fear into the whole city for a while. Members of the PTA had to watch the kids at every street corner when they walked between home and school. You shot one of the girls in her eyes and she was badly injured. Fortunately, the damage wasn't permanent. You had a BB gun and you only shot little kids. How disgusting. What made you enjoy it so much? You must have really enjoyed it because you continued to do it for a long time. But then, you turned yourself in to the police, accompanied by your parents, in a crisis of conscience. You couldn't even take responsibility for your actions on your own. Juvenile law was kind to you, wasn't it? It prevented your name from being disclosed to the public or the victims. I bet your father spent a lot of money to protect you. He paid a lot of compensation to settle the case out of court, and he had you placed on probation. After the case cooled down, he used the power of money once again to move far away from the city. Everything is solved, right? You're lucky that your father's so rich.
What? I mean... Okay, I'm gonna be real. I thought it was something a lot worse. He did what to girls? Apparently he shot them with a BB gun. And one of them got really hurt because he hit her in the eye, but like... I feel like what Rena did was worse. I don't know. Like, yeah, it's still bad. You shouldn't do that, but still.
No, it wasn't like that.
Why didn't you tell us about it? You told me that you did nothing but study at your previous school. Why did you lie like that?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lie.
I thought friends didn't keep secrets from one another, right? So that makes you not my friend!
The blades of her words hit hard, and they made my eyes bleed. The blood was clear and it tasted salty.
I can't trust you because of what you did in the past. Don't you ever think you can hide it from me?
I remember how deeply I regretted it. I couldn't regret enough. I wanted to forget it, but I couldn't. I made a stupid mistake. Why? Why does she have to bring it up right now? I apologized and accepted everything, and I moved here to put it behind me. I wanted to have a fresh start in Hinamizawa. I swore to myself to live a clean life from then on. Everything is ruined now. I'll be a criminal, no matter where I go. I was stressed out with my exam studies. I was frustrated. I randomly shot people. I didn't care if it was girls or kids. Why did I do something so stupid? There was no reason. I had no reason to do that. I just wanted to get someone's attention. I didn't have the courage to tell my parents that I didn't want to study. I just wanted somebody to scold me, so I used a childish way to get attention. Welcome back, Swede. Keiichi just confessed to us that he is a juvenile delinquent. He used to shoot people with BB guns. I regret what I did. I swear I'll never do something that stupid again. If I do it again, they can send me to the chair. If there was something I could do to be completely forgiven, I'd do it no matter what it was. But no matter how deeply I regret it, and no matter how long I atone for my sin, I'll never be forgiven. That's why I wanted to sweep the whole thing under the carpet and have a fresh start. I have nothing to say if somebody tells me that forgetting my sin is an act of cowardice. Sins are sins. You can't just get rid of them. You have to carry them for the rest of your life. I know that's the fate of a sinner. If you don't want to live like that, don't be a sinner. I understand that logic too. But then, how are sinners supposed to live?
Anyway, you're not my friend. I'm not going to take any orders from someone who isn't my friend. I need you to leave me alone for a while, okay?
I didn't notice until she spoke that I was on my knees hanging my head. Rena picked up the hatchet she dropped earlier. I wanted her to hit my head with it.
What?
Yeah, that's right. If anything's gonna be torn apart, I'd rather it be my body. Compared to the pain of my heart being torn to shreds, I'd rather she cut my head off. I believed it. I still believe it. I still believe it right at this moment. I believe that I'm their friend. But in fact, I'm starting to become aware of it. Have I played Corpse Party? And if so, is it really that scary? I have not played it. I've heard it was pretty gruesome. I don't know if it's scary. I also thought about playing it, but I don't know if I will. But yeah, I have no idea. I want to believe I'm their friend because I don't want to accept my past. I'm trying to tell myself that, but I feel stupid crying like this. My face is all messy with tears. I was never their friend. I'm a sinner and I hid my past from them. I hid it because I was scared. I told her that friends don't hide anything from another, and I hid my past from them. I hid my sin from them. My past has nothing to do with how I live my life here. If I ever attacked a kid in this village just because I was frustrated, I wouldn't mind it if they killed me and cut me into pieces. But I'll never do anything like that again. I just want to live normally. What I did before I moved here has nothing to do with my life now. For instance, Rena moved here too. I wouldn't change the way I see her, even if I found out she did something bad before she moved here. Right? I wouldn't. Would I? Even if Rena beat some of her friends, or broke all the windows of her school, I wouldn't care, because it happened in Ibaraki. She didn't do that in Hinamizawa. Rena is Rena. She's my best friend. That's why I wouldn't see her differently, even if I found out about her past. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie! I'd keep a distance from her if I found out that she really did such things. I'd be scared of her. I wouldn't try to listen to her. Why? It's just a rumor. Why would I be scared of her? She's my best friend. If I was in her situation, would I reject her just like she did? So, Rena's rejection of me was completely natural. Then, what am I supposed to do? I was the only one crying. Rena wasn't crying. She looked at me as if she was looking at something dirty. After giving me a nasty look, she disappeared into the darkness. Rena didn't forgive me. There was nothing I could do to atone for my sin but to keep crying, still down on my knees. How dramatic. The reason we moved to Hinamizawa. Ooh. I don't remember how many years ago it was. There was this beautiful village surrounded by nature. But the village was going to be submerged in water because of a new dam project, and the villagers protested against it en masse. They held a sightseeing tour so people from other places could enjoy the local beauty. I joined the tour out of simple curiosity. I wanted to take a look at the nature that might sink under the water. But when I got there, the place took my breath away. The air was so clean and clear, and the landscape was beautiful beyond words. Since then, I was hooked on the inspiring nature of the place. I fell in love with the village so much that I was very glad when I heard the dam project was cancelled. That village is where I'm building our new house. When I visited there, I found a beautiful field of wildflowers. I saw 2 cute girls playing in that field. Both of them were very beautiful, with long, straight hair. They were probably neighbors or best friends. I still remember how they looked. One of them had a very beautiful face with a clear-cut profile for her age, and the other had a very pretty, innocent look. I'm sure both of them will grow up into fine, beautiful ladies in the future. They were running around in the field like they were dancing. I asked them if the field was their playground. They said that they were playing in hopes that newcomers would move into the village. Then I saw a sign saying "Lot for Sale." That was when I began to think that it might be a great place to live. There was nothing here, and things are a bit inconvenient compared to life in the city. But I sincerely believed that this was the best place for us to start a new life together as a family. A lot of things happened back in the city, but the past is the past. It's best that we move on. We learn from our mistakes, and I hope we can start a new, more ideal life in this village. Keiichi, I hope you'll grow to love it here as much as I do. You do? I'm happy to hear that. I'm also happy that we've been doing a lot better as a family since we moved here. Back in the city, we were far from close. So I'm truly happy that we're able to start from scratch. Now that I come to think about it, I've never had a chance to have a conversation with you like this before. Oh, Keiichi, do you know any 2 beautiful girls with long straight hair in your school? I think they're a lot younger than you. Oh, you know 2 young beautiful girls, but one has short hair, huh? I don't think they're the ones I saw. You want to know why I asked? Oh, I just wanted to ask them to be models for my portraits. I was thinking about making them wear cute costumes. Basically, I just wanted to see them again for artistic reasons. So, if you happen to see them, let your dad know, okay? Promise me, okay? Sauce father! Sauce father!